Oh Lord, oh Lord, help us as we do another stream. Oh, it's a little late in the night for a stream, so thanks for stopping in, guys. Maybe we've streamed too much today. Maybe we haven't streamed enough. We'll stream for a few hours as we work on this. I did want to get some work done today. Want to get some work in. I'd be a fool not to. Huh? What are you telling me? But that bug behind you, welcome to the stream. He says, I expect worms. All right, might get a worm or two. Kitty Waxliver says, get up early and get one. Oh, I see what she did there. She's being cheeky. She also says, I'll be back. I need to get some gummy worms. As long as you don't stick them anywhere they don't belong, I think you should be fine. That bug behind you says, the worms I hunt down don't dwell in the morning hours, Kate. Your lore is missing, like my spleen. Oh, poor guy. M. Awesome, welcome to the stream. Hello to you. Trucks Nuts wants us to do it. Do it! Well, we will do it, folks. I don't mind telling you, I'm not afraid to do it. And if by do it you mean working on some skulls, that's what we're going to do. We're not going to do anything too crazy. Oh, we do have to do some armor work as well. So, yeah, we can do that. And we can work on skulls because I want to get to at least a point tomorrow where we can talk about lighting. I think that'll be an important thing to do. That bug behind you says the Lord has abandoned us, much like a woman ghosting a man with little money. Oh, so sad, but also very true. Spinal Tap Taparoo, who is not a woman. Welcome to the stream. Kitty Waxliver says, I'm a cheeky monkey. Oh, yeah? Well, all right. It's the best kind of monkey, in my opinion. Naomi Diaz, welcome to the stream. She says, hey, Davis, glad I could watch your show. Well, I'm glad to have you here. It's a cozy little stream. Not much of a stream at all. We don't do much here, but we like to do art, and we also like to have a laugh now and again. Hope you don't hold that against us. Now, if you're the type of person to hold that against us, well, we'd like to have you here as well. We won't judge you. All right, let's get to 100%. So we can work on this armor. Maybe sneak a few worms in there. You know how we like to do that. Android the Destroyer, welcome to the stream. What up, D Money? Oh my gosh. D Money? I haven't been called that in years. Spinal Tap Taparoo says, I promise to behave myself and not engage in devious behavior. Well, I myself cannot make the same promise to you, chat. Part of my whole shtick is engaging in devious behavior. Or maybe I shouldn't have said that. Who knows? That bug behind you says, skulls for the thought throne, worms for the thought god, as they say. Trucknut says, this is my favorite chat now. Aside from the lack of banning me, well, the vibe is fun. Well, all right. Yeah, we do have a good atmosphere here, don't we? We have a good thing going. We don't know how long it'll stay a good thing. But for now, we're doing all right, folks. Everybody seems to be enjoying each other's company. That bug behind you says, almost like people fucking around in chat is entertaining. Huh, who would have thought? Actually, no, let's ban anyone who is not curtailing to the norm. This is true. You know, there's two schools of philosophy on managing a chat. And one of them that I've noticed that people tend to do is they give everyone wrenches in an effort to sort of do what we do here. If everyone gets wrenches, no one can get timed out. The problem is, I've been on the opposite end of this a few times because of my associations with dirty dogs. I've walked into a chat full of wrenches, and you know what happens? Just immediately banned or timed out. So, I don't know. We don't want that to happen. Not here in the Night Beast. Android the Destroyer says, Davis, that reference photo is hella dreamy. Isn't it, though? It's pretty good. It's like she's looking right at you lovingly, when in reality, she's probably just thinking about food. Thinking about Happy Meals. That bug behind you says, also, I'm going to take back what I said about the Andy video. He missed a lot, and that production is shit. But the makeup community is shit as a whole. Probably a fair assessment. Who knows? I don't know shit about the makeup community. It's probably not my bag, given that I don't wear makeup. Hmm. Wait, I will get banned? I will make a note of it, says Spinal Tap. Now he's saying that that's a joke, but I don't understand it. That bug behind you says if everyone has wrenches, then everyone spams and outsiders are given nothing. You have to be somewhat original without a wrench. This is true. I have also noticed that with the wrenches, people can go a little heavy on the spamming. But that being said, to each their own. However you want to handle your chat, feel free to do so. M. Awesome says, you know better than to go anywhere near wrenches. Yes. Diz, welcome to the stream. He says, hey, I can't chill, but didn't mean to seem to target you earlier. Just annoyed. Akujin has been a bitch for a while, though I heard my audio after, and a noise gate is a must on a condenser. I sounded 12. Well, as I said, it's good to have you there. I'll have to run it through the guys over there, but I'd love to have you on tomorrow to finish the. I don't know if we got anywhere with the whole parasite discussion. I think it got derailed a bit with talking about Akujin being an incel, but whenever you're available to do so. Yeah, maybe we can make that happen. But yeah, no worries. I don't take things personally at all. Unless, of course, you're talking about my wife, Ellen. Then I'll fucking ban you. But no, I don't think you sounded 12. So you're probably being too critical of yourself. Blood Toker, welcome to the stream. EDM, welcome to you as well. Uncharacteristically, Blood Toker has written out my name in not in caps. Lowercase Blood Toker. Are you all right, Blood Toker? Are you okay? Did something happen? Did someone hurt you? Did someone make you cry? I don't know where I was going with that. Diz says, I legit had my wife giving me the eye behind me. She was about to yell. She's like, yeah, I can't even imagine. She was like, why the hell? Who are you talking to about parasites? You're talking to incels about parasites? Diz, for God's sake. We took marriage vows about this. For those of you who don't know, on the Kuma Day today, we had a very heated debate on the topic of abortion, which usually, when people talk about abortion, they tend to see eye to eye. They make their points, and everyone is more than happy to listen and just move on. But for some reason, in this debate about the subject of babies being exterminated, people got a little upset. I don't know. Maybe a few people were on their rag. That's what I like to say when people are upset. What are you, on your rag? That usually calms things down. See if I can try it here. Hey, Blood Toker, what's wrong with your caps lock button? What are you, on your rag? I'm so clever. I know everyone's like, hey, that guy is a real Photoshop kid, but nobody ever says how clever I am. I'll wait for Blood Toker's response. She's gonna be seething with anger. She's probably gonna let me have it, folks. She's gonna give me the bad times, which of course we don't like here on the Night Beast. The bad times are to be avoided at all cost. Blood Toker says, only God can judge me. You know what? That's what we'll talk about in tomorrow's Kumite. We'll talk about religion. That's another subject that people love to talk about, and no one gets heated about. That's why I bring it up in every Thanksgiving and social occasion. Hey, what are your feelings about God? Oh, I'm an atheist, and I don't believe in God. Oh, well, I actually believe in God. Oh, well, that's interesting. All right then. Bye. I have conversations with retards. This says I was only drinking, no bleeding. By the way, I almost ever show up. I almost never show up live on Kumite if I'm drinking enough. Hence, four stream appearances in 3 years. My gosh. You know what that makes you? The next Kumite co-host. I'll put a word in with the folks upstairs. I think Akujan will be so happy to have you. That bug behind you says, I'm on the fence about abortion. On one hand, contraception is abortion light, in my opinion. On the other hand, sperm by itself comparable to a fertilized egg? Very philosophical, very hard to think about. Well, I agree, it's all very hard to think about. I think the best thing to do is not think about it at all. Just spout random things about mosquitoes. Ah, Spinal Tap Taparoo. Ancient aliens are the gods of the old world. Think about it, folks. All right, I'll give it some thought. Got some dogs barking in the background. I don't think the mic can pick it up. Diz says today was my day to sit and do nothing, so I got drunk at 3. Oh my God. At least you're not Queen of Bants. She came in here hot yesterday, and she was drunk at, what, 10 a.m.? On a Sunday, no less. 3 bottles of honey whiskey, and boy, did she have a lot to say. None of it was very intelligible. All right, what do we want to do with this thing right here? I didn't think about it. Maybe we'll just find something there. You know how we like to do that. We like to find things. Spinal Tap Taparoo. Someone said on the Kumite ejaculation is genocide, and I had to fight myself to not make a joke. Oh my God, I wonder what that joke would have been. Trucknut says, I think that entire bit of the show was an abortion. Oh my God. It was. To be sure, didn't go anywhere. But people did get to yell. That's content, right? People love to use that word, don't they? I hate myself for using it. It's my content, bro. I used to say that back in the day on the old Night Beast. Davis, we're bringing you content. Like I'm supposed to be grateful for autistic people yelling at each other. I don't know. Android the Destroyer talking about Queen of Bands. It's Mother's Day. What else would you do? It's true. Now, Queen of Bands did reach out to me later and apologize. I don't think she had anything to apologize for. We like having people here to liven things up, don't we, folks? Chucknut says, arguments typically don't penetrate beliefs, so it comes down to people digging in and talking past each other. Doesn't seem like anybody wants to get to know. what everybody else believes. They just want to get their licks in. Oh, maybe I read into that a little bit too much. That bug behind you says the problem with abortion is that its debate is as such a centerpiece. People have forgot that contraceptives are a thing you can buy for $1, and abortion isn't an issue. I think what it is everyone loves the idea of ripping babies apart while they're still inside the womb. They think it's great. They think it's the best thing you can do. And the fact that they now have children's shows on Saturday morning where the main characters they shrink down into little tiny fellas and perform abortions. I think that has done a terrible disservice. What do they call that show? Can't even remember. I don't even know if it's a thing. Maybe I made it up. Blossom, welcome to the stream. Davis, are you sick of looking at me yet? I don't even know if I see you anymore. I mean, that's an honest to God thing that happens. If you look at something for so long, it's like you're not looking at it at all. And you got to be weary of that, folks. For any of you budding artists out there, blindness is real. It does happen. There's a few tips and tricks you can do to save yourself from that. And maybe we'll do those later. Trucknut says, watch the apology stream, Davis. I thought we were Sister Vamp was gold. Oh, I don't even remember that part. This says, Davis, do you actually recognize me short of the last week or so? Just curious. I don't. Sorry. Why did you come to the Night Beast before? Maybe something's starting to come back. Yeah, maybe you were on the Night Beast. Is that right? EDM says, how could anyone get sick at looking at you, Blossom? Oh my god, this guy's made of butter. He's slathering himself all over you. He's trying to butter you up. He's doing a great job of it too. Take notes, folks. EDM. He's a smooth smoothie with tapioca just dripping off the edges. I don't know what that means. Nukamal says, will she be grateful for this banner? Only if I spell her name correctly. If not, she will neg me until the end of my days, never letting me forget it and destroying my business with any future clients. That's what Blossom does. That bug behind you. Hey man, if the radical Christian right was right about the gay rights movement back in the day, they must have been right about abortion being murder. Oh man. That might be a controversial opinion, sir. I might have to disavow it before my payment processing is taken away from me. Diz says Akujin claimed I didn't know him, and I think he honestly forgot, so just curious. All right. That was super gay, D. Oh no. What? What was super gay? I love gay people, to be honest. We've talked about this on the show. Spent a good quality part of my life living in New York in the Chelsea district. So, made a lot of good, lasting friendships. With some gays. I call them queers, but you know, that's how you do it. At least it was back in the day. Oh, it says tapioca. Android the Destroyer goes on to say, I'm gay. Do you love me? Only in a sisterly way, of course. Not in the way where I'm thirsting after you like a dirty dog, waiting for you to respond to my DMs. But anyway, have you checked your DMs? Wow, of course, Spinal Tap Taparoo, he finds this he's like, oh, this is a perfectly good time to throw some kissy face emojis to offer me slices of cake. It's not going to work. That bug bounty says, funny thing about YouTube demonetization. Out of every controversial figure on the right, center, and alt-right, the only ones ever taken down or restricted are the ones who criticize YouTube. Interesting. Well, we'll never get taken down because I love YouTube. I actually do find it hard to criticize YouTube. I know there's a lot of things you can criticize YouTube over, but I'll tell you one thing that's great about YouTube, if I can. It's the idea that I can sit here and draw pictures for hours on end and record it and put it online and it'll just be there. Now, I'm an old man, so if I was to do something like this back in the 1890s, well, I couldn't do it at all. It would be ridiculously hard to sketch pictures, consecutive pictures of me sketching a picture, and then put them in some sort of sequential order to make a flip book about? Oh, that'd be ridiculous. Can't do that. But today, with this newfangled technology called streaming, you can not only share it with people millions of miles away instantaneously, damn near, but it records it and stores it for free? My God. You always have to remember that when you think about all the shitty things social media is. Because of all the things it is, there's some amazing benefits that it gives you for free. Now, I pay for it. but not enough to make me. Well, the idea is, yeah, you can get it all for free. You don't have to pay for it. But what a great service! All right, a lot of talk about banning avocados in this chat. I don't know how that started. Avocados are great. You guys are going to miss avocados when they're gone. Because I'm telling you what, when they build that wall, no avocado is getting through. Probably not true. All right, that's some good midtones there. Maybe we'll come back to it. Ugh, now we have to do this one. Not looking forward to it, so let's just go ahead and do it. Or do you want to do a skull? We'll break it apart. We'll do a skull, and then we'll do another piece of armor. We'll just go back and forth, just like that. It's turned into an avocado war in the chat. People talking about banning avocados? I don't want any part of that. Even Spinal Tap Taparoo is like, ban Davis. Katie Waxlover, nasty green fuckers. I won't stand for this. M Awesome says, I don't even know you anymore. Avocados are good. Are you crazy? Naomi Diaz, she's got the right idea. She says, if you add some lemon or lime, some fresh juice, and some cilantro, it's better. This is true. She's got it right. I don't think it needs to be better. I think it's pretty goddamn good. What are you, crazy? Are you folks crazy? Have you lost your goddamn mind? And Diz is in the chat. I see him there. He says, avocados are parasites. You son of a bitch. How dare you bring that into it? He says, avocados are parasites. Moreover, Okujin is a dirty incel. Well, you might be right about a few things, but avocados are not parasites. Let's get ourselves back to 66%. I think that might be fair. What's this skull going to look like? Spinal Tap Taparoo is not giving up the ghost. He says, this is madness. This is mutiny. He stopped just short of saying, this is Sparta. I think he was working his way up to it. Dear Lord. We know you like wood. Now that bug behind you, he doesn't want anything to do with this avocado discussion. He thinks it's beneath him, especially since he's done so much work with worms. But he says, it's funny that YouTube used to have more ads than they do now. It's crazy. They must make a shit ton on analytics, data, and deals to sacrifice so much ads. Well, they do have the Red service. I can't imagine too many people subscribe to that, given that you don't really receive anything good. Guess they make some money off of super chats, but the last time I heard, they operate at a loss. So no doubt, yeah, they're probably making some money off of analytics and tracing your IPs and selling your children off before you even know that you have children. Your babies have already been sold. Sorry, folks, you didn't want them anyway. I saw you in the comments section saying babies were parasites. Well, guess what, fucker? Google just sold your babies. That's how it works, I think. I'm not really sure. I don't know too much about technology. I'm a bit of an ape man myself. Crucial Bunny says, make it a gay cake skull? I don't even know what that means. Avocados attract no worms. I need them not. Well, there you go. You heard it here, folks. He doesn't want anything to do with your petty avocado drama. Clint Eastwood, welcome to the stream. He says, hey, Davis, I've come to watch you play the Da Vinci Code. I'd say not the place, but I'd rather just ban you. Seems like the easiest way to go with this one. Spinal Tap Tap Rusa. The glove is looking really good. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I think it's coming along pretty well. Gloves or gauntlets? Yeah, it's just gauntlets. They're gauntlets with whatever. Doesn't matter. Leather or metal? It's going to be metal. We haven't added the shine to it yet, or the reflection. But yeah. Thank you, M. Awesome. Yeah, we're slowly getting there. Oh, you know what? Let's work on this guy real quick. Someone suggested it. The Banff Merman. We have him right here. So we probably should work on him first, so we know what to do around him. He's not that important to it. I don't even know why we're doing it, to tell you the truth. It's not like Blossom knows anything about mermen. If she did, she'd probably have sex with it. That's right, Blossom. She's a bit of a dirty scoundrel as far as cheating on people. No, I told myself I wouldn't talk about it in this stream. For me, the pain is just too close. What I'll do is a 40-minute long exposed video. She's got that coming at least. Spinal Tap Taparoo says Davis will deny this, but he loves his compliments. I will deny it. I hate compliments, just like any man. And I know when you're trying to butter me up for something. Probably because you guys aren't good at it. Not like EDM. EDM's a master at buttering people up. That bug behind you says, in other YouTube news, to piss off the anti-lore, soph pedo-baiting right-wing 14-year-olds are now unable to post videos to everyone's shock, despite it not being a good idea to host a 14-year-old for politics. Wow. A mermaid? I thought that was a golem. He's a merman. And apparently he's from Banff, if you remember that place. Maybe Sassy knows this guy. She lives pretty close to that Banff. Spinal Tap Taparoo says, the skull Davis is working on, he looks like that when he's really high. Take that back right now. It's not a compliment. Trying to insult me. I know when people are trying to insult me. That sounded like a goddamn insult, sir. I'm very upset by it. That bug behind you says, the mermaid mummy is not aged well. He's aged, yeah, considerably bad. Looks a bit like Keith Richards. Maybe Keith Richards is a merman. We'll give him some hair. That might make it stand out too much, but I don't know. We'll just do it monotone, and hopefully it won't stand out too much. You know what? It is going to stand out. Now that I think about it, oh, it's not worth it. I don't know who suggested it, but it's not going to be worth it. It's going to be one of those things, and I've done this before, where I've put something in there for whatever reason, and it turned out to be a bad idea because it was like an inside joke, and everybody would always have to ask, "Wait, why is that there?" Yeah, trust me on this score, guys. It might have been a funny little thing, but this is a bad idea in the long run. Cooler heads have prevailed. We're not going to do it. I think you'll agree with me. It might have been a good idea for a few seconds, but no, it's a bad idea now. Clint Eastwood says, say it like this, Davis. Ban if. Ban if. I don't know. If anybody really cares about that, the merman, then I apologize. Didn't mean to get your hopes up. It just occurred to me that I was about to walk into another mistake. It's like, I've been here before. That bug behind you says, you can make a mermaid skull, but it should be more, well, skull-like. I think that's what cued me in. Right when I was doing the hair, I was like, wait, we're gonna get into territory where it's gonna not look like anything else, and then it's gonna be very distracting. It'll be one of those things. Hey, what's the story behind that? When the real story should be about Blossom's boobies. Let's not forget about that. You don't want to distract away from the boobies, but how could you really? Is that even possible? To do something to distract from these tits? I don't want to be crass with you folks. People see it and start fixating on it, thus ruining the image. Yeah, yeah. Can't remember what I did. It was for something, though. But it was like any time that I got questioned about it, it was like, oh man, what about this? Now, if there was a good reason, I think it'd be great. But anyway. Trucknut says, Heidi's ass would divert my attention. Well, that's something we can hide in here. We can hide Heidi's ass. Ooh, that'll be our new thing. Hiding the Heidi ass in every picture we do. I would actually like to hide inside of Heidi's ass. Oh my god. What a terrible thing to say. I apologize. I apologize, folks. You expect better of me, don't you? No. No, we don't, Davis. We actually think that you're just a pretty much a dirty dog deviant. And you'll never change. We're just here waiting for the cops to be called. Can't be true. M. Awesome says, I don't think anybody could be distracted when those are there. Well, I would hope not. But it's best not to test it. Trucknut says, wow, male feminist in full force here. Oh, it's true. You don't want to go in there, says that bug behind you. It looks nice and has a good couch, but you never get over the smell and cum stains. No, I'll tell you what you would never get over. Well, you could probably get over it. But you'd be thinking, if you were ever with Heidi O'Farrell, you might, at some point, just think, my God, this is where Pro Jared has been. Or maybe you would use that, you know? So you didn't go off too early? Like that whole, that Woody Allen bit? The Woody Allen bit being, in order to have sex longer without coming, he would think about baseball players. Well, in your case, you'd be thinking about Pro Jared. Divine Barrel, welcome to the stream. Always coming in with some criticism. He says, the forehead is still undersized. You son of a bitch. It's sized perfectly. This guy is always negging me. And it doesn't stop here, folks. If you think that he is unabashed in his criticism of me, you should see him on Twitter. Every hour on the hour, reminding me, the forehead is too small, Davis. What are you, a fucking hack? And it's not just to me. He's adding everyone I know. Talking to my parents on Facebook. Hey, did you know your son is a fucking hack? Check out these two pictures. Tell me if I'm wrong. Here's Blossom, this girl that he's drawing on a live stream like a fucking pervert. And this is the drawing he's done. Now look at those two foreheads. My father and mother are looking at this. They're like, you know what? This Divine Barrel character, he has a point. We didn't raise you like this. And I have to hear about that on a goddamn Sunday? On Mother's Day? I have to hear my mother cry? She's a good woman. She doesn't deserve to hear me call her a filthy whore for not believing in me. Which of course I did. I apologize, Mommy. I didn't mean it. Trucknut says, visualizing pro Jared would cause whiskey dick in a sober person. Well, this is true. I'm not going to read that one from that bug behind you, but I did read it in my head. Just feel like if I read it, I would get into it too much. It would be embarrassing. All right. Let's take this seriously, folks, if we can. Now, that bug behind you says Davis has finally broken down to my shit posting. No. Eventually I will break down. That's absolutely true. But not today, sir. No, I probably will. Android the Destroyer says, good night, Beast. You take care, Android the Destroyer. Thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate that. That Android the Destroyer, she's a good cookie. I like her. Good person to chat to over on the other Discord. Got a lot of interesting interests. Good with the back and forth. You know, we like that. Got a lot of good people around. We don't often say that. How much we appreciate the people we have around us. So be thankful for that. Katie Waxliver says, well, now you got to read the comment, Davis. It's a moral question. It's true. Nah, he's good, Kate. He's got to carry the weight. It's going to weigh on me considerably. I'm already thinking about it. I'm like, maybe I should read that comment. I shouldn't have even mentioned it, to tell you the truth. Now it's going to be the only thing I think about. I'm all over the place with this skeleton guy. I don't mind telling you. I'm unfocused. But that's all right. When you're doing these little silly ass skeletons, you can just go all over the place and it doesn't matter. You can make a lot of silly little mistakes here and there. Because they're monsters, and monsters don't have to really look like anything. And then you could tell people I meant to do that. Not really a big deal at all. We do need to have some variations here and there. But since we have this third eye guy right here and a vampire here, we could do some normal skulls around the area and not worry about it too much. That bug behind you pointing out his inability to read hate fuck fantasy. It's his kryptonite, I guess. Crucial Bunny says, has anyone here called the police on a stripper for throwing a coconut in your general direction and felt that it could have caused damage? Yeah, I thought well, let me explain this for anybody who doesn't know. If you're not aware of a guy named Failure Accomplished, he's a guy that I guess for many people rose to prominence um, during his live stream with Andy Worski. He was one of the three involved in an altercation where a handgun was brandished. Now, you might know that story. But Failure is one of those guys. Now, he continues to do IRL streaming. And this weekend, he was streaming in Miami. Pretty uneventful stream by all accounts until later on in the night, he was passing a VIP lounge. Now, apparently, this place, they do, I don't know, adult entertainment. Let's leave it at that. But there were some women on the porch of this establishment, and Failure Accomplished. He said, "Hello, ladies," and he put his camera towards their direction, and one of the women was not happy about that. Called him every name under the sun, except a child of God. Called him a low-down, dirty sex pest and a child molester. And then after that, throw a coconut at the man. A goddamn coconut. Have you ever heard of something so devious, so foul, so beyond the pale as throwing a coconut at a man? What would you do? Well, I'll tell you what. Failure accomplished. He was a good man, and he laughed it off. He laughed it off in his stream, and he said, "Hey, did she just try to throw a coconut at me?" And he laughed it off, and we never heard anything about it. Now, that was the story, and I thought that story was funny. Turns out there's more to this story, if you can believe it, folks. Wonder if I still have the article up here. I don't. Maybe I do have it. Hold on one second. Now, what happened, I realized that if I switched over to that window, I had my email open. I don't know. I don't want you guys seeing all my emails. But yeah, the second part to this story is apparently Failure called the cops afterwards. We don't have to read this. We read it on the Kumite. Actually, let's read it. It's a short article. Sometimes paradise comes with its own hazards. A Key West stripper was jailed after police said she committed an assault with a deadly weapon. The weapon? One coconut. Wah, 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 wah. Shanta Latasha Bolds, 36, who is listed as a Miami resident, was arrested on a felony charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon at about 2 a.m. on Saturday. Hey, wasn't Alex, his friend, also arrested for aggravated assault? Don't go near failure. Don't go anywhere near him. Don't even chuck a coconut in his general direction. You will be going to jail for aggravated assault. Trust me on this, folks. The article goes on. She was released from the Stock Island Detention Center within a couple hours without having to post a bond. Apparently because the judge laughed into an early grave. Bolds admitted to police she threw the coconut at George Exposito. That's George Exposito. Now that's our man Failure. So he hasn't been doxxed by me. He got doxxed by his dumb ass. Now, she threw a coconut at George Exposito, but only because he was videotaping her sitting on the porch of the Gentlemen's Club. She shouted obscenities at him as he walked by filming her after saying, "Ladies?" Then she hurled a coconut at him, police said. "I'll be honest with you," she said, according to the police report. "I threw it, but it did not hit him." The video didn't capture the coconut throw, but it did show a coconut wobbling on the sidewalk as if it had just been thrown, police said. Entertainers at the VIP club, which advertises role play, fetishes, nude dancing, and private rooms, have been known to get angry at passerbys who snap photos of them. But Key West Police Sergeant Mark Syracuse told Bolds she had no expectation of privacy sitting out on the club's porch. Absolutely true. Now, Exposito of Miami said he believed the coconut could have caused damage. It could have caused damage. He asked the police if he deserved to have a coconut thrown at him. This is what he asked the police. Do you think I deserved to have a coconut thrown at me? And no doubt the police, they did not answer because they, like the judge, were cackling like hyenas, snickering at this fat, bulbous idiot who called the cops because a woman, a 36-year-old sex worker, threw a coconut at him. How fucking pathetic. The article ends with Exposito could not be reached for comment. Well, I got a comment from him. Now, he was streaming earlier today, and I asked him, I was like, why did you call the cops? Now, his answer was he only wanted an apology. He just wanted an apology from the coconut throwing woman. So he called the cops so he could get an apology from her. Can you imagine? I don't know. What are you guys thinking if you hear an excuse like that? Anyway, I asked him a follow-up question. I said, Failure, you only want an apology? What are you, a woman? To which he said, I don't know. He gave me some meme answer. He's like, well, my emotions were yada, yada, yada. I don't know. The guy is well, let's not mince words here. He's a bit of a pussy. And he's a bit of an idiot. Is he a retard like Worski? It's starting to seem like it, doesn't it? It's starting to seem like Failure might be a little bit of a retard. Like, we know Worski is retarded. But I thought, I didn't know too much about Failure. I think he might be a pussy retard, just like his boy, Andy Worski. Maybe it's not that he's retarded. You know what? Let's give him the benefit of a doubt here. Maybe he's just, maybe he's just maybe he's just a pussy boy. Maybe that's his thing. We don't want to steal anything from Worski. Worski will be our little retard. And Baked Alaska will be the cringy one. And who else do we have? Ralph, he's the fat drunk. The angry fat drunk who's an idiot. We'll give him a lot of things. But Failure will be the pussy boy. Old Pussy Failure is what we'll call him. If we call him anything at all. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's scroll up for a second. That bug behind you says, real talk, Failure is that Weasley gang wannabe who's always starting shit in a way where he can call the cops or authority on you. His mannerisms and actions show it all. I think you're absolutely right. Truck Nuts says, all right, all the lameness aside, it was hilarious that the stripper called Failure a pedo. It's interesting that she went to that first. Alt Centrist says the only way the coconut could have hurt Failure is if he fell over it. He has enough head fat to absorb the coconut impact. Yeah, what did he say? He felt it could do damage? That's what he told the cops. Do you think I deserve? And you can imagine him saying that to the cops, couldn't you? Do you think I deserve to have a coconut thrown at me? No doubt that was in response to the cops going, wait, what? Why are we here? You told us you were assaulted, and you're telling me that she threw a coconut in your general direction? We don't even see proof that she threw it at you. And he was just flustered. He was like, you think I deserve to have a coconut thrown at me? What a fucking guy. That bug behind you says, what a pussy faggot. Oh, okay, yeah, pussy faggot. We can do that. The fuck is wrong with her eyebrows? Talking about our dear friend. I forgot that there was a picture of her. Yeah, she does look odd. She does look like the kind of woman that would carry a coconut around to pelt it at you. Alt Centra says, I would also like to point out that this bitch had radar brows and she missed the broad side of a 600-pound lump of lard. Also a good point. Yeah, you can go back and watch the beginning part of Failure's stream, and he does address it towards the beginning. Probably had to address it more than once. I made sure that I let some people know to read the article. Gabellino pointing out twice he creates a situation and plays the victim. Yep. Starting to see a pattern, huh? Trucknut says the apology police love helping 500-pound men afraid of tiny women. Yep. That's what they're there for. Now, this is Miami, right? Sure, a lot of crimes happening at 2 a.m. So it's good that the police had to use their resources to put a woman in jail who lobbed a coconut at a man. Can you fucking believe this shit? Sex workers tend to know their kinks. It's their job, after all. This is true. Maybe her job was dealing with coconuts. Harangue Law, welcome to the stream. Crucial Bunny points out, he's such a pussy, he doesn't sigh. He queefs. I don't like that word. Ugh. That is one of those words that just ugh, give me the heebie-jeebies. Here's another name from that bug behind you. What about Slick Spick the Butterball Wonder? I don't know. We'll try it out. I don't like using the word spick, to tell you the truth. That bug behind you pointing out, Failure deleted the original stream because he's a Slick Spick Butterball Wonder. Oh, no. Haranguing Law says, what are we talking about today? We're moving on to newer stuff. We won't talk about failure that much. But I thought it was funny, and I thought you needed to know for whatever reason. Ain't of Ape, welcome to the stream. He says, hey Davis, are you streaming? Don't tell him, guys. You dirty dog, you know I'm streaming. Why? Why? Why do you ask? He's planning on something. I think he made me a cake. And as we know, I'm off cake. Divine Barrel, talking about black people throwing coconuts. Well, I guess. That did happen. We can't deny it. Alright, we'll get back to it. I had to check a few messages. Blossom's just burning me. Burning me through the steak, if you can believe it. Anal Vape says, what are you streaming about? Well, Anal Vape, this is what we're streaming about. I got some juicy new details about someone's Snapchats. We're gonna expose somebody. You ever think about that, Vape? You ever think about, like, if, now, it would have never happened, but if we got to that Snapchat thing now rather than then, and if we went and if we talked about it now, everybody would be like, well, first of all, what I would do is leave you out of it. There's no getting past you. But anyway. That bug behind you says, Anal Vape is seeing the view number and drooling. What is the view number? I don't see it. He's seeing 20 people watching. He's like, oh my God. It's 20 times the viewers I have. No, I'm not throwing shade at you, Vape. Got nothing against Vape. The hell, the Harangue Law talking about scorpion spears? Why would you use a scorpion spear when you have coconuts lying around? That's my only question. Anal Vape says, I had 7 yesterday. I've been thinking about moving back to YouTube. I think you're I think Twitch is probably only for girls. Your feminine voice isn't fooling anyone. They know you're a dude. Well, who knows? That bug behind you says, see, the problem is that without the completely inane timing of the drop, Andy wouldn't have done a lot of what he did, and you may not have gotten a portion of the good stuff from him. Night Beast. Oh, yeah, this is true. Obviously, you can't look at something like this in hindsight. It would be a ridiculous thing to do. Why are you wondering that? No, I was just thinking out loud is all. Not a big deal. Oh, I thought he was responding to me. Harangue Law said, Vape, have you ever had sex? Or no? I am just wondering. What the fuck? Harangue Law, what are you thinking about that? Oh, he's thinking about that because Vape's name is Anal. So the first thing that you thought of was like, yeah, this this guy's name is Anal Vape. This guy here. I wonder if he gets a lot of tail. I wonder if he's gotten any tail at all. Let me ask him. Dear Christ, Law. Anal Vape says, who the hell is that 69-cent looking female? What are you talking about? The girl on the stream? Well, this is the girl that's kicking your ass on Twitch. I'm telling you, you can't compete. She might be 69 cents, but she's pulling double your views, sometimes triple. Also getting the mad money, I might point out. Fucking Harangue Law. Harangue Law says, pizza is my second favorite thing to eat in bed with my ex-girlfriend. What? What is with guys with pizza and with girls? And why are you eating pizza in bed with your ex-girlfriend? It's a horrible idea for many reasons. Dear Lord, Law, you're fucking up, buddy. This one shouldn't have made me laugh, but Divine Barrel says, my favorite food is your ex's butthole. Dear Lord. Another nobody, welcome to the stream. He says, so is this drawing going to have her cuddle with a skeleton on skulls? I hope not. I think you hope it will. No, but I have seen pictures like that. I think I saw a picture of Sherry Moon Zombie because of course she was. She did like some pinup where she was snuggling with a skeleton. And it's one of those things where you're like, oh yeah, of course. And then you just immediately forget about it. I gotta scroll up a little bit. People going after vape. Divine Barrel says pizza makes girls fat and unattractive. I guess it can. Depends on how much pizza. Horse wearing people costume doesn't like the third eye skull. That's fine. Harangue Law is because I eat the best first in bed, Davis? What the fuck? That's not the answer to my question. No, why are you eating pizza in bed with your ex-girlfriend? It's disgusting. That bug behind you says, pizza's nice with exes, Davis. Get with the times, you old fool. You need to get a new wife sooner or later. You fucking bastard. Ellen is a beautiful woman still. And she will be a beautiful woman till the day she dies tomorrow. I see her looking at me. It's like, what? What? It's got me so self-conscious about that third eye monster now. Oh, man. Anyway, we need to move on. Let's do this one. Oh, what did we say? Okay, we're going to do a piece of armor now. All right, this one will not have much lighting on it, so we'll probably go more dark on it. Anal Vape says Brittany Venti came after me on Twitter. Had her orbiters in my mentions for 3 days. Oh, really? What happened? Why'd she come after you? I thought you liked Brittany Venti. This must have hurt quite a bit. More comments about Brittany Venti's eyes. I don't have a problem with Brittany Venti at all. I think she's pretty funny. That's my hot take. That bug behind you says, funny thing about vape, always having some kind of fallout, never actually happening as he sees it. It's very nice with how regular it is. It's like a mainstay. Does seem to happen a lot. Trucknut says, Ellen doesn't enjoy pizza in bed either. She doesn't mind it. She doesn't mind it off a hired Mexican pecs, though. A hired Mexican's pecs, though. Dear God. That statement is as disgusting as it is true. I'm seething with anger right now. Okay, let me see if I can comprehend this one from Law. I'm going to go ahead and read it. Harangue Law says, okay, David, my first thing I eat in bed is my ex-girlfriend, and then pizza is my second favorite in bed. Get it? Why are you having sexual relations with your ex-girlfriend? Horse wearing people costume says Brittany Venti is an ugly hammerhead whore. Dear Lord, don't like her? I think Brittany Venti's fine. What are you guys? You crazy? Anal Ape says, why do you think I like Brittany Venti? I thought you liked the way she looked. I thought you had a soft spot for her. I guess I was wrong. I apologize. Spinal Tap Taparoo rightly pointing out that Truck Nuts is slamming for a Bannon. Yeah, he sure is. Anal Babe says, she bit my very minor bait in like 15 seconds. She insta-replied. You got her at a good moment, I guess. Congratulations. Can you put the tweet thread in the Discord if you care to do it? It's probably not a big deal, is it? Katie Waxliver's heading out. All right, take care, Katie Waxliver. I'm sorry I didn't see that comment before you left. Cabalino. I took a shit on Brittany's bed. True story. Oh my god. Why are you doing things like that? Another nobody says, sadly, I would fuck someone who looked like Venti. There's nothing sad about that. She's a fine looking girl. Dear Lord. Adrian Blom says, upside down boobs. Hey, Davis. That's what we do here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Now that bug behind you obviously disagrees. He says, Brittany is a gross creep hypocrite. That's her personality. Some people like that in an e-girl, some don't. I don't know her enough to know if she's a hypocrite about anything. I'm sometimes flabbergasted that the amount of things that people know about things, and then I feel bad later when I find out that someone is a deeply disturbed individual. But that being said, I don't know if I'll do any deep dives to find out if Brittany Venti is a hypocrite, because hypocrisy was never the biggest thing for me. Given that human beings are so flawed and whatnot, obviously, you don't want to be a hypocrite. You want to stand by the things that you believe in for sure. But either your mind gets changed or maybe you're wrong about something. I don't know. It's just the way humans are. He says, like he's some sort of alien. That book behind you. Davis's opinion in women is officially bunk. I haven't done all the studies you've done. That's the thing. I haven't spent years in the field studying thought worms. Now, obviously, you have a different opinion on women, having been surrounded by the subject for as long as you have. You have to understand, I'm new to all this. Horse wearing people costume says she's gross. I'd rather fuck a dead possum pussy than a hammerhead. That's the other thing I don't understand. I don't understand why it goes to fucking. You know, that never even crossed my mind with Brittany. Obviously, I'm an older cat than a lot of you guys. Um, And that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't think about young girls and salivate like a dirty dog. But no, I that's for me, Brittany Venti is just an online streamer that I'll occasionally check out, and I think for the most part she's a well, not for the most part she's funny. I think she's funny, but for the most part she's got a pretty good handle on things. Now, probably don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. Hell, she doesn't see eye to eye on a lot of things herself. Oh, I'm so funny. I've done it, folks. Do we want to go through this tweet chain with Vape's tweets? Maybe we'll check it out for a second. That bug behind you says contradicting yourself is one thing, Davis. Being a hypocrite is on another level. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's that the whole hypocrite label has been thrown around so much, and that people treat like hypocrisy like the worst thing that you can be. Like we had like Sneck. There's a guy that we have on every once in a while on the Night Beast. He'd come around quite a bit. We like Sneck, but his thing was the one thing he hates most of all is hypocrisy. I always found that curious. I was like, well, I don't know. So who's the thought? Says another nobody. Is this Davis's long lost daughter or some Twitch thought? Twitch thought. I would never draw my daughter in such a way. Maybe I would. Who knows? Maybe I'm a creep. Grant Eastwood says doggy style was invented for ugly people. Doggy style is for everyone. Come on. Doggy style with beautiful people is great. Get a mirror for that. Horse wearing people costume says Venti is so gross it makes my dick crawl back in an inverted state. Well, I had no idea. Why not both? Yep. My daughter could very well be a Twitch thought. And I could be drawing her scantily clad because, as Harangue Law says, I am a dirty dog. Horse wearing people costume says, you are not funny, Davis. Draw more boobs. Oh my god. He's right. Spinal Tap Taparoo, you take it easy. Glad you came by. You take care. And no more cake, please. Harangue Law with another silly question. Hey, David, do you have a Night Beast tattoo? No. He also follows it up with a weird statement. He says, it's painful for doggy style. What are you talking about? Why do you think doggy style is painful? You're not doing it with a dog, are you? Dear God, Harangue Law, have you gotten yourself into some trouble? That bug behind you says, I don't use the word hypocrite as a throwaway. I use it targeted in situations where people go on tangents or fuck people over for a reason only to show they do the same. That's true. That's true. I can't imagine that you would. Yeah, Mossum also has the same problem I do. Painful. Law needs help. Yeah, I don't understand this. I'm going to translate this one from Law. You tell me if I got it right. Harangue Law says, Hell no. But for the girl, though, you're saying it's painful for the girl to do doggy style? You know you don't have to go into the ass for doggy style, right? Oh dear God, he thinks he has to do anal for doggy style. Yeah, that's exactly what he thinks. Dear God. Law, have you been ripping up your ex-girlfriend's asshole? That's so fucking gross, man. Now, obviously, I differ on a lot of people with this. I think anal is disgusting. I think it's abhorrent. I don't think you should do it. I think you can get yourselves your partner into some horrible situations with that. I don't know why it became popular. I don't know why so many guys are into it. But Law, I would say this: if you're doing anal, please just, I mean, vaginal intercourse is good. Just leave it at that. Jesus Christ. Harangue Law goes on to say, no, painful for me because the girl is in pain. What the fuck are you on about? If it has any size to it at all and she isn't a windsock, she can get hurt. I've heard lots of people talk about it. I don't know why it becomes a subject of conversation so many times. But yeah, people will say things like, oh, but Astral Glide and all these lubricants you can use. Okay, fine. If you want to get into that, fine. But I don't think it's, obviously, I don't think it's natural. I think there's a lot of things you can do. You're talking about tearing up real sensitive tissue on the inside of a person's body. Not good, guys. Don't do it. Coplino. Anal is dangerous. You could end up with a pink sock, which is no bueno. What the fuck? I don't understand girls who are into it either. I don't know. We've probably talked about this too much. We can move on. I'd only add, Law, uh, rethink that whole thing. If the girl that you're with and you're doing this, you're performing this thing to her is in pain, that is probably a sign that you shouldn't do this. Dear God. That bug behind you says anal feels worse, is harder to do, has risk of big turnoffs and medical issues depending on your person, and shit dick man. Shitty dick, yo. Nah, man. Shitty dick, nah. Yeah, exactly. Well said. Oh, let's read this one from Law. Okay, David, basically when I do it just hurts, and not only that, but I don't want any part of sex at all. What? Oh my God, Law, you're putting my fucking brain in a pretzel. He does this like every time. I don't. Oh man. Truck nuts. Like and sub to the Night Beast, folks. Inverted titties, painful doggies, and Dr. Davis Ruth talking about busted insides. Ring the bell to be notified of this degeneracy as it happens. Only on the Night Beast. I always love the promos from Truck Nuts. And yet, harangue law will continue. He says, Davis, I was in pain one time, and she was too. Anal Vape, of course, asking the real questions. What is your favorite species to have sex with? Dear Lord. I hope we get the right answers here. Trent Eastwood. I think I understand it. Law's girlfriend is named Blair. Is that it? Are you are you dating Blair Whitelaw? Uh, M. Awesome says, some things never change, but I think he made more sense back then. No, he didn't. I recently got a chance to look back at one of the old streams with Law in it, and yeah, he's still just as perplexing. Which I guess is is that a good thing? I don't know. Alt centrist. If doggy style hurts, you should probably quit receiving. Is that what the problem is, Law? Are you receiving it? Talker Radio giving us some advice. Doggy can definitely hurt a chick who isn't a tunnel. All right, it's true. Let's read another Law one. Your Brian is a pretzel. How about that? Okay, David. Look, guys. Literally hook me up with girls, and it was only once, but I regret it. Can somebody unpack that one for me? No, I will translate it as best as I can. Your brain is a pretzel. How about that? Okay, David. Look, guys, literally hook me up with girls, and it was only once. Oh, no. Look, guys literally hooked me up with girls, and it was only once, but I regret it. Some guys hooked you up with some girl, and you regret it? Because she said, do me doggy style, and you put it in her poop chute? Well, I bet you're not the only one who regretted it, Law. I bet she regretted it too. I don't know if she's going to want to eat pizza with you anymore. Talker Radio says it's the go-to position for guys with not a lot of length, but if you have anything going on, you can fuck someone up with it. LOL. I don't know if it is the go-to position with although I did have a girl tell me she recounted a story. Now I'm not involved in this story, mind you. She's telling me this story that she was with a guy. No, it was her friend who was telling her the story, but she told me that that the girl was like with a guy and his dick was so small. She said, "Oh, this isn't working. Why don't you just put it in my ass?" So maybe that's it. Is that what happened, Law? She saw your what you were working with and said, "Nah, that's not gonna work for me. Stick it in my ass." That bug behind you says, "Imagine taking your schlong out, sticking it in. You're feeling great. She's feeling okay. Everything's wonderful. Then you pull it out. Shit, shit, covering your penis. Hell nah. In the wrong end." Oh my god. We're gonna tackle another law comment. I feel like a number is the whole point, and I feel like I'm being used, but at the same time, it felt good. Just don't remember what it felt like. What in the holy fuck is going on with Law? He's got ideas. He wants to communicate something. I don't know what it is, though. Let's go back to it. I feel like a number is the whole point, and I feel like I'm being used. But at the same time, it felt good. Just don't remember what it felt like. It doesn't make it any better. Truck nuts. My go-to position is the closet with a Batman costume on. I may have said too much. Like, it's going back in the closet. So after that comment, he just he put his cape around his eyes and dove into the shadows. Zebra Boner, welcome to the stream. He has a question for Law. We'll see what it is. That bug behind you says, "Wake up in the morning, take a piss shooting everywhere. You wonder why. You inspect your penis, shout, 'Why, penis? Why you acting up?' Only to find corn." God damn it. You inspect your penis, shout, "Why, penis? Why you acting up?" Only to find corn stuck in the pee hole. Damn, damn. Anal again. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I don't. I don't know what my favorite part of that was. I like the idea of he's talking to his penis. Why, penis? Why you acting up? Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Fucking crying here. Oh. Alt centrist. Do Law's comments get translated to ancient Chinese and then back to English? Sure seems like it. Oh, fuck me, man. Uh, yeah, you win the night with that one. Oh, let's cleanse the palate with another Law comment. If I could go back in time, I would stop myself from having sex with her. I was fine. I was fine. The way is was angry and wrath. Read these comments twice, folks. He gets a double bang for his buck. If I could go back in time, now it starts out fine. If I can go back in time, I would stop myself from having sex with her. And then it falls apart immediately. That's when his brain, that's when his writing cannot catch up with his brain. He says, I was fine. The way is was angry and wrath. What in sweet fucking lord is going on? Oh man, Harangue Law says, I'm horrible with texting, David. You're not much better speaking, to tell you the truth, Law. But yeah, I understand you have troubles with the texting. I think you get ahead of yourself. You need to edit. You need to look at what you wrote before you send it and say, "Hey, is this conveying the thought that I just had right now?" And if it's not, if it's complete gobbledygook, if you're looking at it and you're pondering, you're like, "Wait, what the fuck?" Then just give it a second thought, or don't send it. No, on second thought, just do what you're doing, man. It's fine. Uh, I mean, it depends on if you are honestly offended by me having a go at you. And please don't think that I am. I'm fucking loving it. But yeah, you have every option to edit your what you're saying. Dear God, why penis? Oh fuck me. Ugh. Ringlaw says he's gonna try again. Okay, all right, we'll wait for it. Davis, imagine being a girl asking someone to talk dirty to you, and the response being, "You slut big time, and I love you, angry like dog." You don't sext, do you, Law? You don't talk dirty to girls through texting, do you? And if you do, oh, please send those to me. I won't judge you. I will judge you. Let's be honest. But I'll be a friend to you now and tell you if you do that, stop. Just stop. Get a like a pre written out script or something, because I can't imagine that you would pull it off in any way that was satisfactory to any woman. Probably shouldn't sext at all, to be honest. But it's not for me to say. Oh, fuck me. Well, there's a comment that made sense. Rain Law says, to be honest, it felt like sandpaper. Not gonna lie. All right, well, there's a concise statement, and I understood it. Uh, I don't know why it felt like sandpaper. I don't know. I've never been with a black woman. um, that bug behind you. I'm sorry, Davis. I knew I blew my load on that last one. I used 5 shitposts worth of material in the last one. Wow, god damn it. It was worth it. Oh, let's do another harangue law. I was fine with what I was before. I was fine with what I was before I had sex. My personality was just anger and wrath to stop the saddens I feel. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Oh, oh, this has been a good one, guys. Thank you so much. Uh, uh, all right, let me unpack this real quick. I was fine with what I was before I had sex. My personality was just anger and wrath to stop the saddens, to stop the sadness I feel. God, I feel like there's something there, man. Am awesome. She's like a good person. She doesn't deserve this. She's like, go to church law. Harangue law. Can you drive me, Em? Absolutely not. Yeah, she didn't have to think about it very long. Uh, Zebra Boner says, last time I was talking dirty sexting, I realized I was in my general chat when that Indian kid Sati came in the room. Thought it was a private room. All right, there you go. Orang Law says the reason it felt like sandpaper is because she shaved her pussy, so there was hair. All right, thank you. Oh, I gotta center my. I can't even see. Uh, I gotta wipe my fucking eyes. Dear Lord. Oh. That bug behind you says, I was with a black woman once before. It was more of the same, but a speck of crust from. Oh no. I'm not finishing that one. That is going to be recorded and used to destroy me. Treknut says, you doing lighting in the morning or more blossom? We're doing a lighting, a sort of lighting tutorial, and we'll be working on blossom. So it's almost 11 right now. Well, we'll go on for another hour, I think. Alt Centra says, I think the answer is Law has a colossal monster of a dong, and it's taking the blood away from his brain. Well, there you go. That bug behind you says, women who shave their snatches are evil. Wax or trim, you bitches. He's got a good point. She was not clean, Crint, and my tongue had a spot. What the fuck does that mean? Ugh. And my tongue had a spot. And Blossom's always also confused. She wasn't clean. I'm more confused about this spot on his tongue. Probably should get that checked out. But Harangue Law is not stopping. He says, but I need my wrath, and just to stop my sadness. Oh, Lord, I don't know what's going on. You need your wrath to stop your sadness? You've got a thing on your tongue. Your fucking girlfriend isn't clean. She's got Oh man. Clint Eastwood asking the good question: did you get the spot before or after the sandpaper? Who knows? No, Law says after I ate her. Completely inappropriate conversation to be having. Not because of the subject matter, but because this guy is fucking certifiable. Clint Eastwood said that's called the herp. Oh my god. Harangue Law says, don't care if I'm ever, never asked to have feelings and emotions. Well, I don't think your emotions are going to much matter when they have to fucking cut your tongue off. Harangue Law says, it went away. Could it still be there? And as if Harangue Law thinks this is the thing I got wrong here. He says, David, she's not my girlfriend no more. All right, okay. But you're still having sex with her and eating pizza on your bed, correct? Or is this a different girl? That book behind you says the relationship with a whore is very symbiotic. She gives you warts, and the warts give her pleasure. Oh, yeah. I guess it's more parasitic. Sorry about that. Gotta know these things, folks. Am Awesome with the good advice, as it has been pointed out in the chat before with Clint Eastwood. Definitely check with a doctor. Now we know why Law is sad. Harangue Law absolving himself to the netherworld. Well, I guess that's the end of me. Yep. Law, she gave you a gift that no one needs or wants, says Clint Eastwood. Let's hope that's not the case, but if you have something on your tongue, any discolorization, or even like a, well, yeah, what did you say? It was a discolorization? You probably should get that checked out. And given the fact that your buddies turned you on to this girl, I wouldn't put it past them for setting you up for a bad time. Hey, Law, you should get with this chick. That would be a horrible thing to do. I'm not putting it past him. I've heard about shit like that before. That being said, if you do get uh, into a bad way and you get some diagnosis of herpes or anything like that, it's not the end of the world. Just uh, man, just don't go hound dogging it. It's fucking serious shit. You could destroy people's lives with that shit. Harangue Law. No, it's a different girl that I want to do that with, David. The girl I did it with gave me the herp. Wait, are you absolving yourself that you have herpes just because we have diagnosed you? No, you need to go to a fucking doctor. Unless, are you telling us that you actually have herpes? Because if you do, you shouldn't be with that other girl eating fucking pizza in bed. As M. Awesome says, do not do anything with any other girls until you get checked by a doctor. Absolutely. Jesus fucking Christ. This chat, this one's turned dark all of a sudden. Oh, no, that book behind you says, one time I knew this kid who jerked off with a frog. Cheeky fucker. Thought no one would know. The croaking did blend in with the nature around us, but his rhythm gave him away. Oh, that's a good way to get warts. Maybe that was the idea. Figured he'd add a cute few inches to his pee-pee with a wart at the top. It's an interesting idea. All right, let's go back to harangue law. But honestly, I hate a lot of things that have happened, and this is probably the worst. I know two people in life who had herpes, who got herpes, and it's obviously one of them. I was there. The like she broke me the news. She was an ex-girlfriend, by the way. Now I don't have herpes. I never touched her. After that, now she got into a bad way, and she thought it was just the fucking end of the world. But yeah, you can live a I don't know, a normal life. One of the things I told her that kind of gave her a sunnier disposition, if you can have that, is there's a lot of people who have herpes. Um, like famously, like Robin Williams, I think he had herpes, or well, yes, I guess had is the appropriate way to say it. I guess that gave her some comfort knowing that. Or maybe I was just lying and I said, oh, burying Robin Williams just to make her happier. But yeah, it's not a death sentence by any means, but you shouldn't be passing it on to anyone. You should be responsible with that shit. So get it checked out. Jesus Christ. As Clint Eastwood said, there's no shame in getting a test. The shame is passing it on. Yeah, absolutely. Alt centrist. Davis, imagine being a doctor and some dude walks in and says, Had having my tongue spot having my tongue spot from once sandpaper girl who I dogged to with her. Uh, oh goddamn. All right, harangue law. Oh well, that's what I get. I just wish someone could have told me about what could happened instead of letting me find out myself. Everyone always say I am too serious and I just want to remain that way. Well, become a monk, Law. Maybe this isn't for you. You talk about sadness and rage and wrath and all these things. I think you need to dig deep, get centered, um, and but first of all, before you do all of that, get to a doctor. Now, there's probably free clinics in your area, I would imagine, where you can get a test done. I think that's the most responsible thing that you can do. Obviously, that's been said over and over again, but please do that. Uh, totally not Mitzi. Welcome to the stream. Who has herpes? Blossom has herpes? Dear Lord, no. Law may or may not have contracted herpes from a woman with a sandpaper tongue who he may or may not have had anal sex with. It's a deep dive on this one, folks. Oh, oh. M. Awesome has a question. Law, did you not take sexual education classes in school? Yeah, I find it hard to believe this is the first time you've heard of sexually transmitted diseases. Um, but I also wouldn't put it past you for not paying attention in that class. I don't know. Totally not Mitzi. I knew it. Put one on her lip. Not gonna do it. Zebra boner. Law, remember when you lived in the woods for 2 days like a psychopath? Petridge Petridge Farm remembers. Jesus Christ. That did happen, guys. That was a long time ago. Law decided he was so fed up with whatever was happening in his life. It was the fucking dead of winter. He decided to live in his backyard in a tree or something for 2 days. I'm awesome. Right, you don't want to spread it to other monks. Yeah, this is true. Oh, her vagina was sandpaper. Oh, okay, all right. Thank you, Clint Eastwood. Gabolino has a tip. Just tip your tongue or penis in bleach for 5 minutes. Oh, okay. Now, this is true. That bug behind you says anal sex is the quickest way to get any illness the woman has. It's also the quickest way to give any illness to a woman. With that, and the poop lying on your penis, anal is the worst. No, it's absolutely true. Yeah, that's where all the exchange of blood comes because you're not supposed to put your pee pee in a butthole. It's not designed for that. And yes, we were all designed, so don't at me. Oh, fuck me. That bug behind you goes on to say, it's sad, but nowadays, sex ed drops a lot of STD talk due to it offending people and being replaced to queer theory. It's sad the future generation will be in a lot of danger. Yeah, that's an interesting point. I don't know how true it is. I have to look into that. But yeah, I could see that being true. Yeah, yeah. I'll have to take a deep dive in that because if that is the case, then it's just one of those things because we hear about those things all the time where good sound science is left by the wayside to promote some more secular nonsense. But yeah, I'll try to take a deep dive on that. It's interesting. Totally not Mitzi says the way Davis was talking about herpes, it sounded like he had some experience. I don't know, 42 years old, knowing a lot of people, you know, being around New Yorkers and shit. Yeah, you hear some stories. Harangue Law says, soon God knows what might happen to the world. All right, thank you for adding that. Totally Not Missy says, careful, Law. There is a form of the clap where you get mucus pustules in your balls, and they have to smash pop them with a rubber hammer, and the snot flies out of your dick. Fucking goddamn it. Yeah, be watch out for that, Law. Oh. Oh. Gabelina says no one wants to admit the risks related to abortions and homosexuality in the name of progressiveness. Yeah, yeah, that is true. There are a lot of risks to, well, yeah, yep, you're absolutely right. That bug behind you continues, and if you think putting your penis in the shit circle is bad, touching assholes is twice as worse. Think AIDS isn't gonna get you. Sorry, I have to scroll up. Think AIDS isn't going to get you because you're a lesbian? Just wait until you rub the butts. Well, there you go. You had no idea. Oh, Lord. Well, we have to start with Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood says, number one law, always wear a condom, unless it's your longtime girlfriend. To which Harangue Law responds inexplicably, even if she performs anal? Clint? You know what? If she is performing anal, you don't have to wear the condom. Just make sure she cleans the peg. Dear Lord. Oh, man. That book behind you. The talk of AIDS is replaced with queer theory, and it still warns of it, but they don't treat it like an illness. Herpes is even worse. They make it out to be freckles. Wow. Yikes. Yeah, that's not great. I swear we'll get back to painting or try to do this. But we're certainly having our fun here and learning a lot. Totally not Mitzi. Thanks, I'm here for y'all. Yeah, thank you. For Rang Law, thanks you probably the most. Ugh. Shrug Nuts is right. Davis will break before this ends. Yeah, this one might break me. Oh man. I will retitle this one the sex education stream. In fact, I'll probably go back and retitle all the streams so you know what happened on them. I used to do that back in the day, but it's probably more important to do it now. Fuck me. I wore the condom, but my ass is so sore. Oh no. It's not called a peg, Davis. It's called an enabler. Don't be a bigot. All right, you're right. You're right. Oh, fuck me, Law. Jesus Christ. What does this one mean? Harangue Law says, why is it painful for me, but when other guys do it, they just say it feels great? What? What is painful? You have to explain. What are you talking about? What, your tongue? Why does your tongue feel pain? I don't know. You'll have to let me know what the fuck is going on with you. Dear Lord. Kitsu Furry, welcome to the stream. He says Davis sounds a lot like a lot more travel worn and weary from the truth of this new age. Yeah, a bit like that. Ugh. That bug behind you says you have to remember a big part of the gay community is now bug chasing, so they can't simply dismiss AIDS as dangerous anymore. Also, can't say anything about anal being bad due to the gays. Yeah, yeah. I've also noticed that as well. Um, yeah, I stayed clear away from any topics dealing with that. Um, they want to treat anal like it's a completely safe sex act. It's absolutely not. And if you say that it's not, then you become some homophobe or something. I just don't. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's really unfortunate because a lot of people are going to get hurt. I actually had that conversation with a gay friend of mine. It was pretty open about the whole thing. He had strong issues with the gay community about that whole thing. This was like I don't know, about 14, 15 years ago, before the whole thing with bug chasing. That's got to be scary as hell for that community. Oh. Oh, I don't know what Law is up to. He says, by what? Taking a shower? What does that mean? I can't scroll up to figure out what Law is talking about. We'll just wait for the next one to come around. Clint Eastwood says, the lore of Law? Oh, man. Law was with us since from season one of the Night Beast, if you will, from back in the day. So a lot of the old streams have Law in them, and they're just as perplexing. Now he fell out during the whole anime saga, but now that he's back, I'm certainly happy to have him here. But yeah, there's a bit of lore involved in Law. But let's read Totally Not Mitzi. I knew this one stripper with herpes. She said chicken and chocolate would cause breakouts. So just find the girl nuggets and a frosty the day before. Just feed the girl nuggets and a frosty the day before. Well, there you go. This is some sound advice from Totally Not Mitzi. Harangue Law again says sex is painful, David. Okay, what? You're all right. I don't. Do we have to get into this? What about sex is painful? Does your pee-pee hurt? Because sex should not be painful. Are you talking about an emotional pain? Because you seem to talk a lot about your emotions. Now, if you're talking about a physical pain, yeah, you need to get to your fucking doctor. Because that's not how sex should work. But Jesus Christ, how long are we going to talk about this? That bug behind you says Harangue needs to have a long talk with his prostate. Talk smooth and nice. Hey, buddy, why are you not why are you not making my pee pee twitch? my Let's pick this back up. Ah, hey, buddy. Why are you not making my pee-pee twitch when my ex bounced me in the asshole with the power of a draft horse? Hey, buddy. Come on, buddy. Zebra boner, an artist with a gay friend? Yep, it happened. Truck Nuts says, anal is 100% safe if you don't warn your partner. Jesus Christ. All right, we'll get through this one, I swear. Anal is 100% safe. I can't get through this one. This stream has the best comments, bar none, of any stream has ever happened. So we will read it. Anal is 100% safe if you don't warn your partner it's about to happen. No one ever lost an eye. Have I ever mentioned I have no depth perception? Oh my god. Oh. Clint Eastwood. I'm sorry I brought this up by mentioning doggy style is for ugly people. Was it you? Uh, no, then you get an award, I guess. I can't remember who brought it up, to be honest. I'm glad we're here though. If for any other reason that law will take this seriously and go get checked. Totally not. Missy says, "Oh my God, that's the first time I ever heard a straight guy reference bug chasers." Oh yeah, fucking scary shit. Gabolino, law, you need to dilate properly. Start with one finger, then add a second one, and then a third one. You could also use a cucumber, but peel it first and make sure it don't break while inserting. Little advice from Goblino. Excuse me, folks. That bug behind you says the gay community is pictured as a lovely thing that's magic and special, but it's filled with old and bitter men who wear diapers due to anal clenching problems. The poop just flies. I was with a gay friend, and it, yeah, I don't know where the fuck we were, but he was talking about butt plugs. And I had no idea what a butt plug was. I thought it was just something for sex, and he explained to me what that whole thing was. Now, if you don't know, when eventually your rectum loses all the elasticity, much the same way a tube sock would, you'll have to get something called a butt plug and to put that in your ass so your ass won't leak. Think about that. And then tell me that anal isn't tell me anal is safe. All right, let's read another harangue law. Davis, the positions you are in while having sex is painful. Blue balls included too. Let me cough for a second. All right. I won't lie to you and tell you that blue balls isn't painful, but that has nothing to do with sex law. That has everything to do with the lack of sex. Here's a little tip from me to you. Uh, you're probably going to want to do your thing, and uh, you want to do your thing before you hang out with the girl. so you don't get backlog. All right. And hopefully you know what I mean by do your thing. Rub one out, as they say. That'll help with that. As far as the positions that you're in, I don't know, man. I don't know what positions you're in. But if you're in positions that making you feel pain, um, then try some positions that don't. I mean, short of having a ball in your mouth and being whipped with a cat o' nine tails, I can't think of many positions uh, to do sexually that would cause you such discomfort and pain. Clint Eastwood says, "Well, you sound infected. Go see a doctor as soon as you can." Well, let's continue with that bug behind you. He says, "The prostate responds, it's hard. I help I help make you all this semen, and all your nuts bust out and dribble as your ex slams into old Mr. Sphincter. Makes me sad. I just don't have motivation." It's so true. Totally not Mitzi says, with, quote unquote, a gay friend talking about butt plugs. I knew there was going to be someone. I do think all that stuff is interesting. I mean, if you have a chance, I mean, I think everybody is like that. We like to know about people and what they do. And if you have a friend that's pretty open, like about all that stuff, learning about different communities and what goes on, and having a frank and honest discussion about it, I think it'd be really, really good for you. Put my serious cap on for a second. Zebra boner. Why do all of David's stories start with, "So I was with a gay friend"? I don't know. It's usually all my stories about uh about gays start with, "I was with a gay friend." We'll dissect it later though. But let's go back to Law. He says, "I'm fine, Crint. It's been a year ago, and I don't want to have sex again, but I don't know how to stop my body." Hmm. You don't know how to stop your body. Now, I don't want to have sex. The problem is my body. Hmm. That's not going to fly in the court of law if you're thinking of using that as an excuse to get up to some malfeasance later law. Just going to tell you that right now. You're going to tell the judge, "I didn't want to have sex. It's this goddamn body of mine." Oh, shit. I'd read that one, Divine, but that gets into old lore. But Law goes on to say, "Being on your knees is painful. That's the sex only position is painful." I don't know, bud. I don't know where you're doing all this sex, man. There's probably a better place to do it so you're not in so much pain, but Jesus Christ, I can't talk about this anymore with you. You sound like you're just fucking lost, man. I don't understand how it's so hard for you. It's perplexing to me. That bug behind you says, yes, I always rubbed one out before meeting my girlfriend. The only problem is that she keeps clenching her nose and asking me to take a shower. I eventually learned to take clothes off before. Yeah, that's part of it, yeah. Naomi Diaz says, I came back to sex talk? Oh, man. If you left, you missed out. But no, this isn't necessarily sex talk. This is some of the most disgusting shit that, dear Lord. It's not so much as much as disgusting as it is just perplexing and weird. Trek nuts. My barbershop quartet is called Tube Sock Anus and the Failed Elastics. I love it. Oh, we're gonna read another law one. Sit down for this one. Meaning is my ex sex cells or sex hormone, whatever they call it, that increase your interest in sex. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. I got that one. Yeah, you got hormones. You're a young man. Yeah, your body is telling you that you want to have sex all the time. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you're in a difficult position. It's always hard growing up and all that kind of crap. You shouldn't feel pressured into it. Um, uh, use protection. Um, maybe find a few pillows. Jesus Christ. This is another one from Alt Centrist. Davis, imagine being a judge, and this guy says, "Oh dear Lord, I'm losing my voice, guys. I don't know if you can tell." Anyway, Alt Centrist says, "Davis, imagine being a judge, and the guy says, I know one do dirty dog with sandpaper girl, but my body does the set." Oh my God. Oh. All right, Naomi's going in the corner. That's probably the best place. There's a lot of STDs flying around from certain people. Let's read another one from Law. Basically, David, I don't want to, but it's something in me that really wants to do it again, and I don't know what that is. No, what do you mean you don't know what it is? You just said what it is. It's hormones. Yeah, of course. That's exactly what it is. Law. It's biological. It's fine. Um, but it's not biological to put your penis in a woman's asshole. There's nothing biological about that. Whatever that is, um, that ain't it, Chief, as they say. That bug behind you. Here's a painful position. Take a girl, stand her up on her shoulders, have her ass to your crotch. Wait, have her ass to your crotch, her head facing your south. Start fucking her as you push. When the log pops out, wait for the punch. Oh dear God. Yeah, that one is difficult. Oh, Clint Eastwood with a good suggestion. Let Law start a GoFundMe to get a pocket pussy. It's not a bad idea. Totally not Mitzi. I know what makes me lose my voice. Is it talking for several hours on multiple live streams? I think we all know what it is. We all know what it is. We all know where she's going with this. Yeah, I'm really losing it. All right, and it's almost going on midnight, so I'll tell you what, we'll go 15 more minutes and then we'll cut it short. And gotten exactly what we wanted to get done tonight. But maybe we'll come back early if we can. If I wake up early, we'll just start before 8. But let's go back to Harangue Law. He says, well, I'm going to bed. Talk to you much. Hopefully, I can stop my sex cells if that's possible. Good talk. I know it was nasty, but we're all adults, not little kids. Yeah, all right. Good luck to you, Law, and thanks for being as open as you have been. Certainly hope everything works out well for you. But yeah. Fighting off the rape, one fleshlight at a time. Do you love the homeless? Well, Law might be. Give them money so they don't fuck you. Yeah, I might. I don't know. Well, I don't know if I would donate to that, but it's not a bad idea. Certainly for him to get some sort of alternative. Oh, fuck. I forgot what I was doing here. She was supposed to be holding a sword, right? All right. We can do this. Trent Eastwood says this has been a great stream. Yeah, it's been a weird one for sure. Naomi Diaz. Okay, without sounding cringy, he sounds like he needs a session getting an he sounds like he needs a session getting an orgasmic message. They have real therapists to do this, but I didn't say that. A session getting an orgasmic message? Are you talking about ASMR, Naomi? Dear Lord. I don't know, maybe I need one of those sessions. Alt Centrist says, Davis, imagine you're this is a good gimmick. Davis, imagine you're in GoFundMe, and this guy says, I must need have the sex fleshlight for good times because girl once gave me sad herp. You know what? It's still better than Andy Worski. So it could work. It could work, folks. Dear Lord. That bug bounty says, also, I think my last post wasn't understood. You have her face under your asshole, you shit on her, and she'll punch your nutsack. I don't know how I didn't understand that, but you're absolutely right. I didn't take the full understanding of that. Thanks for clarifying that. Dear God. This will be known as the stream that broke Davis. One talking PP at a time. I might frame that one. Can't tell you how much I enjoyed it. TrekNut says, I think a lot of good was done here tonight. Don't it all feel the need to shower? At least Davis was able to maintain his composure. Serious business here on the Night Beast. It is true. We like to take things seriously and give the best possible sex advice that we can to people who may or may not have engaged in anal sex and gotten herpes from eating out a sandpaper vagina. Dear Lord. Yep, that all happened. Unwarranted by me, I might add. Sometimes I'll ask people questions like that just to see if it will go anywhere. Of course, it never does. Well, sometimes it does. But it never gets better than when it's unprompted. That bug behind you says, I think people need to understand the complexity of anal issues. You need to understand your penis, and the only way you can know what is going on through is opening a dialogue. Well, I'll tell you, if we could be serious about it for a second, I don't like the way it's laughed at. It's kind of this dude bro thing that happens with anal sex. Like it's the dude bros. They're sort of, they're shouldering each other like, ha ha ha, did she let you do anal? Ha 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 ha. All right, or we talked about it on the Kumite, about, oh, you really want to get a girl that lets you do butt stuff. And I'm listening to this and I'm like, no, 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 this is not stuff you want to, joke about. I don't, I don't think it's not the right message to be putting out there. I don't even see why it should be so controversial as it is, but I think you're absolutely right that people do need to know because as it stands right now, as far as mainstream thinking goes, people think that anal sex is completely fine. And moreover, they think it's something, or at least like young kids get the impression that it's something to, to try out and some sort of holy grail of sexual activity. And it's like, dear God, you want to get dusted by God? You want to turn into sand? This is how it happens. But all religious imagery aside, it's just fucking dangerous, and you shouldn't want to tear anybody's body up, and you shouldn't want your body torn up either. Trucknut says TLDR for Davis's sex advice. Stop. Get some help. Yeah, pretty much. Probably more to the point. Stop. Don't put it in. Don't put it in an ass. Double post it. I'm actually going to copy and paste it and put it in my notepad. I think I'm kidding. We'll see if it ages well tomorrow. It certainly got me going tonight. Jesus fucking Christ. That bug behind you says the only reason why anal is seen as a cool thing is because porn makes it seem interesting and the gay rights make it out to be a non-issue. Reality is lukewarm. Reality is it's lukewarm and covered in shit. Yeah, the porn industry is another part of it. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. I think back in the day, um, you would probably have to track down the scummiest of scummy magazines to see that kind of activity um, being performed, like in print or in films. But of course, with the prevalence of the internet, you know, all you have to do is look up anal shit.